my name is Emma, and today I am giving you guys my March book haul and wrap up. So in March, I have bought/received 11 books, and I have read 3 of them. March was not the best reading month in the entire world. I did really enjoy those 3 books, so that's a positive in my opinion. I just haven't been making a priority for reading lately with all of the crazy amount of schoolwork I have, and then I'm like, I should be editing and filming, and then I have work. It's just, I'm not doing as good with my time management as I usually am, but I just haven't been making reading a priority, so I'm really motivated to do better in these next few months. So let's start with the book haul. So the first 2 books that I bought in the month of March are The Wicked Will Rise and Yellow Brick War by Danielle Page. These are the second and third books of the Dorothy Must Die trilogy, or maybe it's a 4-book series, I'm not entirely sure. I read the first Dorothy Must Die book and I enjoyed it. I just never got around to the other books. But Sasha from A Book Utopia was having an event. She was moderating a release event for Yellow Brick War, so I decided to go and hang out with her. And so I'll link her blog below if you want to see kind of how the day went. It was a really awesome day. Danielle Page is super nice, and I'm so happy I got the opportunity to meet her. But I did buy both of these books for that signing, and so they're all signed. So she signed it here. And she signed it here, and so it was a really great experience to go and meet her. I love going to meet new authors, and so I had a really great time getting both of these books. The next book that I bought in the month of March is Everything by Nicola Yoon. I have been raving about this book, not necessarily on BookTube, but to anyone who reads it or has a picture of it. I've been wanting to read Everything so badly. I think the cover is beautiful. I think the synopsis is super interesting, and I'm so excited to finally have a chance to read it. During the week that I went to that Danielle Page event, they had this thing in New York City called New York Teen Author Fest, where basically every single day there were different signings at different locations, and then on that Sunday they had a massive signing at Books of Wonder, which is where I go to a lot of my book signings, and so there were a ton of authors there that I got to meet, and so I decided to pick up Everything by Nicola Yoon because she was going to be there. So this is another one that I have signed. She signed it in this pretty purple pen, and I love it. But it was so nice being able to meet her. I felt a little awkward because I've been dying to read her book and I haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm super excited that now I actually have a physical copy of this book and I can start reading it soon. The next book I received in the month of March is Rebel in the Sands by Elwyn Hamilton. I received this in the uppercase March box unboxing that I did. If you want to check out that video, I will link it below. This seems like a super unique and interesting book. It's about these outlaws that are like in the desert. I just don't know a concrete synopsis, but this cover is super gorgeous. I love the gold and teal accents on it, and that alone is enough for me to say that I really want to read this book. I think it's super pretty, and I've been hearing about it everywhere. You know, I haven't heard any like real thoughts about this on BookTube so far, but I've been seeing pictures of this cover absolutely everywhere, so I'm assuming it's got some hype around it that I'm interested to see if that'll play out when I eventually read it. The next book I received in the month of March is the Lady Midnight limited edition from Waterstones by Cassandra Clare. As soon as I saw that this book was on for sale and there were only 1,000 copies being printed, you bet your ass that I went and ordered it ASAP. I love it so much. It isn't like a dust jacket, like it has that like canvas cover on it, and oh my god, I love it so much. And then it's also signed inside, which is really, really cool. I don't normally buy signed books. I really bought this because it was this gorgeous special edition. But I'm happy that it's signed too. I love it. I love seeing it on my shelf. It's such a unique cover, and I love this book so much. Lady Midnight was so good. If you want to see my review of it, it's way too long, but I will link the review of Lady Midnight that I have below. But I love this edition of it. I loved this book, and I'm so happy that I have 3 copies of Lady Midnight now. The next book I received in the month of March is actually one that a viewer decided to send me, which was a totally new experience for me. But thank you so much, Brandy, for sending me a book that you thought I would enjoy. The book she sent me is Bared to You, or Bared to You, by Sylvia Day. I have heard some murmurs about Sylvia Day in the past. From what I can gather from reading like the notes, or whatever is called, the blurbs, is that it's very similar to 50 Shades of Grey, and if you've been on my channel for about a year now, you'd probably know that I really enjoyed those books. I had a lot of fun reading them, and I thought it was just generally an entertaining story. I haven't read anything similar to 50 Shades in my life, whether that was before I read 50 Shades or now after, but now that I have this book that seems to have some similarities to 50 Shades in it, I'm definitely interested to see if I'll like this one too. So again, thank you so much, Brandy, for sending me a book. I'm really honored that you looked at this book and was like, hey, I thought Emma Books would like that, so I'm gonna send it to her. So just thank you so much. It means so much to me. Now, the last 5 books I received in the month of March are actually from Harper Collins. I requested an arc from them, and they just happened to send me 4 other arcs from books that I hadn't heard of that seem really, really interesting, so I'm excited to share them with you guys. The first book is the book that I actually requested, which was The Blood Between Us by Zach Brewer. I love Zach Brewer. I met him at Y'all Fest. He is the nicest man in the entire world, and I love his Chronicles of Vladimir Todd series. But he has a new book coming out in May, and it's about these two siblings who are forced to go back to the school where their parents worked at after they die. I believe they die in a fire. So after years of like not being together and not being close and not keeping in contact, they come together back to the place where their parents worked at, and so they're forced to be there and be in each other's company. And it's all about Adrian, who's the boy, kind of adjusting to life with Grace again, and possibly finding that Grace might know more about their parents' death than she lets on. And there's also someone in the school that is trying to kind of stir up some old memories and new information about their parents' death. It sounds super interesting. I've never been disappointed by a Zach Brewer book so far, so I'm really, really excited for his new book. So the next book is one that I hadn't heard about until I opened the package, but oh my god, I'm so excited. I have this book because it seems so interesting and I'm so excited to read it, and that is The Way Back to You by Michelle Andriani and Mindy Scott. So it's all about these two mutual friends who have this one girl who's in their friend circle and she dies. And so basically the two friends have kind of separated over the years and they're not on good terms, but one of the friends finds out that Ashlyn, who is the girl that died, she was an organ donor, and so this person steals the letters to find out where these people live, and she convinces the other friend who they haven't really spoken to go on this road trip to find these people that now have her organs. And so it sounds super intense, super heavy, but I'm like so excited to read this book very soon. I can't tell you how awesome this sounds, and I'm really, really excited for it. The next book that HarperCollins sent me is Franny and True by Karen Hattrup. This follows a 15-year-old girl named True who is extremely excited when she hears her cousin Franny is coming to live with her. But True overhears her parents saying that the reason that Franny has come to live with them is because of a really bad coming out experience back in her hometown. So it's kind of all about this integration of Franny coming back into True's life and them kind of interacting with each other, and True discovering some things about Franny that she didn't know were true. It sounds like another super emotional, super intense book, and I've been hearing people raving about it, so I'm definitely really excited to see what this book has to offer. So the next book I was sent by HarperCollins is Unforgivable by Amy Reed, which is the sequel to Invincible. I actually haven't read Invincible, so I don't really know much about this series, but it seems like a super intense, dark love story, and so I really love the cover of this. I just spoiled myself for Invincible by reading the back of it, but it definitely seems like this book is going to be super interesting. So now that I have this new book that I never heard of before now, I'm definitely going to be more inclined to check out what Invincible is all about and possibly pick that up as well. Then the final book on my book haul that I was also sent by HarperCollins is The Fall of Butterflies by Andrea Portez. This is a story of a girl named Willa who moves to a new town, and she's really not feeling like she's gonna fit in. She doesn't know if she belongs here, but she meets a girl named Remy who is like the shiny new toy in her life, and they start this friendship. And so Willa realizes that Remy seems to be on like a downward spiral, and she doesn't know how to help her friend. She doesn't know if she's meant to go down with her friend. So it seems like a really great novel about like coming to terms with like being the new kid in school and, you know, finding yourself. This is another book that I haven't really heard anything about, but I have all of these new great contemporaries for the summer. I've kind of only been reading fantasy and sci-fi for the past God knows how many months, but summer is coming, so I know that I'm going to want to read some super fast, fun, entertaining standalone contemporaries, and I got 5 of them right here, so I think that's a really great thing. So thank you so much to HarperCollins for sending me all of those really great books. I totally was not expecting the extra 4 arcs, but I am so excited to read everything you sent me. And now let's move on to the wrap-up. So the first book that I read in March, I actually listened to an audiobook, and that is Blue Lily, Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. I expressed in my February book haul that I wasn't a big fan of the Raven Cycle series so far. I was very disconnected from the characters. I didn't really get what the plot was. I wasn't enjoying it as much as other people had, but I stuck it out. I'm the type of person that will read through an entire series unless I like really hate it, and I didn't hate the Raven Boys. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the hype, but I got to Blue Lily, Lily Blue, and I actually really enjoyed it. I gave it the highest star rating of all of them so far. I think I gave it 4 or 4.5 stars. I felt way more connected to the characters. I had some exciting scenes, which wasn't something that I was totally used to because I didn't think that the first 2 books were as exciting as Blue Lily, Lily Blue, but I really did enjoy this book. I'm happy that I stuck it out, and I'm definitely really excited to see where the Raven Kid goes. The next book that I read in the month of March is The Dark Days Club by Allison Goodman. I was sent this by Penguin Random House in exchange for a review, so that review is definitely going to be coming soon, and I'm going to make it spoiler free so everyone can read it. But oh my god, this book is fucking fantastic. I loved The Dark Days Club. Oh my god, it was so good. At the signing that I went to where I met Nicole Yoon, I actually met Allison Goodman, and she is such a sweetheart, and she signed my book. I wasn't even expecting her to be there, but I actually had the book on me because I was reading it, and I found she was going to be there. I was like, I have to go and talk to her while I'm reading the book. Like, I've never actually met an author who I was currently reading. It's always been authors that I have read or haven't read, so that was a new experience for me, but she's super nice. I think The Dark Days Club was absolutely fantastic. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I'm going to keep this short because I could totally ramble on about my entire review for this very, very easily, but I'm not a big historical fiction fan, and this is one of the best written historical fictions that I've ever read. It was so accurate to the timeline, and I had no problems with it. This is also the only book in the entire world that I've ever found that is somewhat similar to the plot of The Mortal Instruments and The Infernal Devices, and so I really cherished that, because even though there were these similarities, there were different twists on it, new twists that I really enjoyed. So I don't know if there was any influence from that series in this book, but The Dark Days Club was fucking fantastic. It's about demon hunters in the 1800s, so I don't know how you can't love it, but it was so good. Everyone needs to read it, and I'm not going to stop raving about this book because I loved it so much. And then the final book on my wrap-up for March is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is another one that I picked up on audiobook, and I am so happy I finally got around to reading Six of Crows. I've met Leigh Bardugo. I love her. She's such a sweet and funny woman. But before this, I had only read Shadow and Bone, the first book in the Grisha trilogy. I had never just gotten around to finishing it, even though I really enjoyed Shadow and Bone. But I picked up Six of Crows, and I loved it so much. The audiobook of it was also fantastic. I loved all of the voices and just the way it was divided. I had such a great time reading Six of Crows. Oh my god, it was so good. I loved all the characters. The plot was so exhilarating the entire time. It was such a fantastic read, and I'm so happy that now I can understand all of the hype around it. I am so excited for the remainder of this series. I can't even express it to you. I loved Six of Crows so much. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I'm just so freaking happy that I finally got around to picking it up, and it fulfilled all of my expectations that I had for this book and even more. So that's really it for my March book haul and wrap up. Normally at this time I would go and I would pick a book for my TBR challenge, but I have decided to disband that challenge for the moment. I will hopefully be picking it up later in the months of the year, but I'm not in a good place to complete a challenge like that. I take 16 credits at school per semester. This semester I've only taken psychology classes, even if they were electives, so it's been a crazy workload that I'm so not used to. So not only have I not had time for reading, I haven't made it a priority when I do have the time, so it's been really difficult for me to read even the books that are just like right on my immediate TBR as opposed to other ones that I have to challenge myself to read. So I didn't complete last month's challenge that I picked out, which was to read a classic. I don't know when I'm going to get to any of these challenges, but hopefully like over the summer and maybe next semester I'll have more time to pick them up. I can't do it at the moment, so no one hate me. I'm sorry. I'm hopefully going to do another one in 2017 because I really enjoyed my 2015 one. I'm just not in a good place to be doing a challenge for reading at the moment. But please feel free to leave me a comment below. Let me know what your favorite book buy of March was and your favorite read of March. That is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon for a new one. Bye!